typical Norwegian? What is the American dream? Where is America today? What makes an American an American? Mostly people talk about becoming famous, rich, live a luxurious life, have everything you can have that money can buy, as many cars as you need, become rich in a few months and not work for the rest of your life. How many of those who have become popular because of an art they knew or know have become more humble? When we hear about the life of the rich and the famous, people admire them. What a life they have! Everyone around them are so gorgeous. What happens to a life when they no longer experience any difficulty because they have all the money they need? Everything seems very easy for them. They can buy everything they want at any time, and no restrictions. Allah takes away the joy and satisfaction, maybe. A rapper once said, "I have everything I desire, still I have no peace." Maybe he lost what he needed the most to achieve that peace. Allah knows best. How is life in Norway? What is the Norwegian dream? Is it back to basics? People travel almost every other weekend to the mountains in Norway, away from the city, where they can find peace, to go skiing or maybe just walk in the forest. Simple life in a cottage. They only bring with them the essentials. They connect with the quietness of nature and the peace surrounding them, away from all turmoil, cars and traffic signals. They find themselves through the quietness. The humbleness that is seen is very beautiful. They connect with the nature. Before the world became a global unity, life was easier. Most people weren't so much aware of the right clothing. They spent more time on being the right person. The increase of media has resulted in people becoming so aware of fashion that it has lost its value. Now it's more about what you're wearing or what brand it is. Norway has also been affected by this. Many people are trying to find the American dream in Norway, but that's not typical Norwegian. There was a time when the leaders also lived a very ordinary life in Norway, and we could see them in ordinary buses and trains, a very Norwegian simple life. But now the fear of terrorism has changed everything, also for the leaders. Many important people in Norway, they don't leave their home without guards, security guards who protect them. Simplicity. When we compare these two types of national dreams, what is the conclusion? We find peace where we find simplicity, where there is less noise to connect with oneself and our family, away from gadgets and TV and etc., talking and connecting each other without distractions. The characteristics of a typical Norwegian has some matters in common with typical Muslim values: finding tranquility, connecting with Allah, to think about His beauty and His powers and His qualities above everything else in the universe. How beautiful He has made Norway. It's not only the mountains and the sea. If you look around, the national dress of Norway is called bunad. It's different from city to city, but one matter it has in common is that it shows the femininity of a woman. The one matter that it has in common is that it shows the femininity of a woman, while at the same time is a very modest dress. This is the heritage of Norway. If you look at what American women want to wear, they are starving their body to fit into a dress that shows a lot of skin. The national dress of Norway is very expensive, but they still have kept the traditions from far, far before this time, and teenagers are often gifted it from the family in their teens. There is a beauty in reuse. The new thing now is to own the most newest thing, the new phone, the new car, the new design, the new fashion. If it's old, it's out. Many American magazines are influencing their readers into becoming more materialistic. This is a worldwide problem. When the phone breaks, we buy another of the newest design. Many Norwegians are very sensitive about the environment. Not even that. They find pride in wearing their grandparents' clothing from their younger years. A family can often reuse clothing in many generations before they're worn out, and they proudly say it to their friends and do not hide it that they got it from their grandparents. Many still doesn't care about newest fashion and newest design than something from them that came something from their family. Often many designs do come back after several years. They also often find proudness in buying second-hand clothing and furniture also. Many people have made it their hobby to go to such places and try to find some real antiques. Often do they get a great bargain too. The money is sent to help people, and they find one of a kind of something in real ancient and awesome. They care for the history behind the ancient stuff. Take care of their health. With eating fast food and less exercise, it's easy to gain weight. The majority of Americans has come into this vicious circle where they make a little effort to keep their health. In general, Norwegians are very active people. They like to keep themselves fit by being active in summer and winter sports. Not only within the school outings, but also with family, friends, and free time. It is a part of their culture, taking part in outdoor activities and spending time camping. Norwegians support good causes. Often when there is any kind of people who need help, they eagerly take part in collecting donations. In demonstrations against oppression, there are more Norwegian participants than the ethnicity of the people they are fighting for. They care and they listen with the heart. Often supportive of the weak and the oppressed. They spend many hours daily and weekly for voluntary work for the less fortunate, not only in Norway but worldwide. The refugees especially, those who live on the street, and finding missing people, for instance. They want to help the community and give back of the goodness they have. And many are doing these remarkable efforts, and it's not about money. They genuinely care for the weak, and it's very inspiring. Even with the family and children and many of the same cores as other Muslims, they still manage to take out time for the betterment of the community. They earn their money. They earn their living, these Norwegians. Many take education and work to attain a meaningful living. And after retirement, many help as volunteers, helping children with the schoolwork and in other voluntary work as well. They don't see work as a burdening. They find fulfillment to have something to do in the community, help the community. They're not into how much money they get, but how much they can use their own values and their own qualities to help do something even after their retirement. And they have good work ethics, and they like to be active and utilize the skills. Your voice is heard. The democratic system and the open debate often amazes me. I mean, people can voice their opinions, and that's maybe normal, but they often have open debates about matters around social security too. The good news is people are heard, but the bad news can be that people or countries or groups can harm them through the info they get via media because it's about social security. For example, Norwegian Muslim? There is much beauty in the Norwegian heritage and culture, and there is much goodness in calling ourselves Norwegian Muslims. And we are proud of where we live, and we feel gratitude that we are able to live in this country. Despite the difficulties of being a minority, there are many things that are good here too. And Muslims here come from many backgrounds and many ethnicities and many colors. And also, some ethnic Norwegians have also accepted Islam. But one matter that we have in common is the deen. We can still be good Muslims and good Norwegian citizens at the same time, no matter where we come from in the world, or no matter which generation we are here in Norway. May Allah bless Norway.